It says police lay charges as I'm not even about to try to pronounce that. Barbecue restaurant defies lockdown and opens for indoor dining. Again, this is out of Canada. Says 9 charges include operating without a license, holding illegal gathering. Anti-lockdown. Well, this is a picture saying anti-lockdown demonstrators gather at Addison Barbecue on Wednesday for the second day, despite a shutdown order issued by the prophets. Police have laid charges once again attending Addison Barbecue on Wednesday, a restaurant in a place that I'm not going to try to pronounce, that had ordered to close after defying public health rules and allowing in-person dining despite a provincial lockdown order. Toronto Police Superintendent Dorn Sinopolis said at a news conference Wednesday afternoon that owner Adam Skelly and the restaurant faced 9 charges, including violating indoor dining rules, holding an illegal gathering, and operating a business without a license. 4 of the charges were laid on Tuesday. When asked what the police will do if Skelly decides to reopen again, Sinopolis said tomorrow is another day and they will take enforcement actions based on what happens. The restaurant closed around 1 p.m. after serving crowds of customers Wednesday morning. Skelly decided to close down after discussions with police. He said that police are currently in discussion with partners about what their enforcement powers are dealing with businesses that violate health orders. He did not elaborate on who those partners were. So this is the owner right here, which again, we just read not too long ago that they took him to jail, or they put him in cuffs, and they're trying to give him the maximum fine of $100,000. So they want you broke. They want your business gone. They want you broke. And yeah, this is something that is, and I'm glad we're reading something like this, because I think often we think that it's like, we stay in our own little bubble, for lack of better terms, in America or wherever you're at, and that's your own reality, when you got to understand that this is taking place across many other countries. And this is right up north, So Ford calls owner irresponsible and tells him shut down. During a news conference Tuesday morning, Premier Doug Ford said that he was not going to start pounding on small business owner when the guy is holding on by his fingernails, but he emphasized that guidelines have to be followed. How about go screw yourself? But on Wednesday, he took sterner tone towards Skelly and other businesses that are considering defying public health orders. You need to shut down. You're putting people's lives in jeopardy. Like, you see how easy they say stuff like that? It's like you're putting people's lives in jeopardy, but you aren't putting people's lives in jeopardy by essentially ruining their livelihoods. Overall, it's their mental health, trying to trap them in their own houses or trap them, limiting to what capacity they can operate. They act like there's absolutely no consequence to this, and they try to turn it on you. That's why I say that these people are evil pieces of garbage, because that's the sort of gaslighting that they present, in which they try to deem you as the bad person because you want to get on with your life. You are the bad person. They're not the bad person for implementing things that we already know have led to record amounts of unemployment all around the country. You have people all around the world, really. You have people that are not getting on the other side of this. This is one of the biggest wealth transfers that we probably will ever see in recent human history. And they think that this shit is funny in the sense that they say it's on you. You are the bad person, and you're putting people's lives in danger or in jeopardy when you do what it is that you want to do. But never mind the big wealth transfer, never mind completely derailing businesses and other people's livelihoods. Folks are dipping in their savings, which is running thin. They see absolutely no consequence to being wrong or getting this wrong, as we talked about a few shows ago. This is why I call them evil pieces of garbage, because they actually try to present you. Now, you can imagine someone that's struggling right now, or got furloughed, or got you had to, you're a business owner, you had to lay people off, you had to fire folks that depended on that paycheck to get, take care of their own families. You can imagine someone trying to turn it on you, government trying to turn it back on you and saying, hey, man, you're the bad person in the event that you want to continue to defy the orders that they placed. These people are very evil. This guy is totally ignoring public health officials. This is how this spreads. Well, I would say good that he's ignoring public health officials. Look, man, as me and Jason Whitlock talked about on the News and Why It Matters a couple of days ago, is that Tuesday show? Look, you have to have the freedom to be able to even make risky behavior. Seriously. And that's what freedom is about. And obviously, government doesn't believe that you have that. No matter where you're at, they think that, they dictate what must and must not be done, and you cannot defy them. As I've mentioned since March, the response to this pandemic, no matter where you're at, was to allow free individuals to be free individuals. Now, being free individuals does not necessarily mean that they would go operate the business or whatever it is that they work out of. They would go operate it in the same capacity that they did before. No. Some maybe, but that's their decision to make. That was the point. It's all about them being responsible for their own actions. And if you, as a person that goes to get something, be it in you go buy a good or go buy a service, or you go eat out in a restaurant or something like that, or you get in a big crowd of people, if that's a risk that you want to take for something with a 99% survivability rate, that's the risk that you should be free to take. This whole moronic idea about, well, you don't have the freedom to get other people sick. First of all, you didn't apply that logic to any other virus that existed, any other rather respiratory illness or something like that ended up getting people sick, and in some cases killing them, namely influenza, viral pneumonia, which doesn't have a cure. You say influenza has, well, we have a vaccine for that. You don't have one. If someone catches viral pneumonia and it kills them, or rather they catch it, there is no cure for viral pneumonia that is not associated with influenza. Yet we didn't stop people from moving around. They understood that that was a risk that they took in being a human being. And this is why I said in the last segment that it's so important for you now more than ever to start taking care of your body, because we see how healthy people are generally dealing with this. You see how the athletes are generally dealing with this. They're never needing to go to the hospital. They have virtually no symptoms. But you did not apply that logic, is the point that I'm making, to any other respiratory illness or anything that you could possibly pass to other people. This is what happens. Human beings pass viruses among each other, and sometimes if the wrong person gets that virus, they will have a rather severe reaction. That happens. Yet we didn't stop people's mobility in that regard when that happened. Yet for whatever reason we are now. So they'll miss me with this garbage of, well, you don't have the right to get other people sick. You didn't apply that logic anywhere else. This is why I'm saying your humanitarian effort is a fraud. It doesn't even make sense. It's completely arbitrary, and you just decided to react like this to this particular virus. You didn't act like this with other coronaviruses or any other illness. That, again, if the wrong person gets it, they can get sick. So to sit here and derail people's livelihoods and then arrest them or try to punish them in the event that they tell you you're the one that, or no, in the event they really tell you to go screw yourself. It's kind of bizarre how these guys try to present themselves as if they are good people. No, they're evil pieces of garbage, and they should be treated as such.